Hello and welcome to the Balancing Act Atlanta Edition. I'm Montel Williams. We're bringing you community stories and introducing you to businesses and people who are making a difference. So let's see who's making a difference right here in your neighborhood.
On this episode of The Balancing Act, wealth management and investment planning, a unique multilingual school environment, expert psychiatry and therapy resources, plus lots more. Today on The Balancing Act.
Looking to make the most of your money? Watch this.
Taking control of your financial future can feel like a daunting task, whether you are just starting out or have accumulated significant wealth. The team at CoWealth Advisors is ready to help you with a more personalized approach to managing wealth.
A lot of people put off starting their financial journey or organizing where they are until there's a catalyst to cause you to do it. Creating a comprehensive financial plan doesn't have to be difficult. The most important piece is understanding what it is that you're after, what it is that you want to accomplish.
Recently named one of Forbes' top next-gen wealth advisors in the state of Georgia, Josh Colwell is dedicated to helping you make your dreams a reality.
Tailoring a plan requires really getting to know the person. For us, step number one is all about building the relationship, making that connection, and understanding what's important to the other person. Knowing where they are today is the next step, and that does involve finances and numbers. We have to bring all of those things into the fold to be able to actually design the plan. Part of the comprehensive financial plan is identifying the risks that exist out there. It's not about having to avoid all possible negatives. It's planning for them so that if they happen, we don't have to rip up the plan and start over because things didn't go perfectly.
I am the investment strategist here at CoWealth Advisors, and I am the head of the CoWealth Investment Committee. I spend my time analyzing economic activity and evaluating fundamentals and technical market trends so that I can develop trading strategies and tactical asset allocation models to help clients grow and preserve their wealth. One of the most common challenges that I see is when a prospective client doesn't understand the amount of risk in their portfolio and how that might affect their financial plan. We run multiple scenarios during the planning process to help identify that market and portfolio risk and how that might affect the probability of success of their financial plan. And after reviewing those calculations, we adjust the portfolio risk to the appropriate level to be sure the client meets their goals.
So 529s are great higher education savings tools. Everything you invest into those plans, as the money grows, as long as the money is used towards qualified education expenses, that growth is all tax-free. So it's a really nice savings vehicle for college and other higher education. A cash strategy can be different for different people, but the primary one is making sure that our clients have sufficient emergency funds. And once they do, making sure that those emergency funds are not sitting in a low yielding account that isn't keeping up with inflation, if at all possible.
Regarding estate planning, it's important to understand that the goal is for the assets to go to the intended beneficiaries. So we work with clients to identify those specific estate goals and then connect and work with a local attorney to be sure those plans are actually implemented. When you think about retirement planning, it's important to understand that having an actual written plan is half the battle. We work with clients to identify goals, develop specific plans to implement, and then manage investments accordingly. I build portfolios to manage the risk and return the client needs to meet their objectives, to be sure that the portfolio lasts a lifetime.
Everyone who walks through the doors feels like family.
Years ago, we made a decision as an organization to be quality versus quantity. One of the best parts about our job is we genuinely get to know our clients, sometimes better than some of their close family and friends do. We're really honest with clients. If they set goals that are out of reach potentially, we show that to them. And ultimately, it's their decision whether or not that is going to stay their goal. And if it is, we're going to strategize on how to get them there. Our only true benchmark is whether or not the client is achieving their end goal.
I work with a client base that's from all walks of life, mainly retirees and pre-retirees. The personal connections that we have with our clients is truly the secret sauce of what we do. And having been a client, it makes me a better advisor. You cannot have a financial plan unless you understand the objectives you're trying to achieve and the time horizon you're looking to achieve them within.
Working with the right financial advisor can help you handle whatever comes your way.
Our end goal is to help our clients achieve their end goals, and we have the knowledge, the resources, and the experience to help them do that. It's really fun to see that over the years, our client success has now become ours as well, so we're very grateful for that.
To learn more about CoWealth Advisors, visit raymondjames.com/CoWealth Advisors or see this segment again on thebalancingact.com.
Education is always evolving. Let's see some of the innovations that are helping our kids learn better.
Exposure to different languages promotes cultural understanding and communication skills, preparing children for a globalized world. Consider the possibilities in a child's life when they are fluent in 4 out of the 5 most widely spoken languages.
The Quadrilingual Academy is a language school that teaches French, Spanish, English, and Chinese to every student at the school every day. Language is something that goes so far beyond just language itself. They have access to a part of their brain that their monolingual counterparts don't. It gives them so many advantages for problem-solving skills, for the way that they look at the world, and their ability to deduce information and understand what is just.
No need to pick a language track. The Quadrilingual Academy strives to make children lifelong learners of Spanish, French, Chinese, and English.
The Quad accepts students 1 year of age, and we go through 3rd grade. We will be adding a grade each year through 5th grade. What I love about the Quad is that we offer 4 languages. Learning multiple languages at the same time does not cause a delay, and we actually have scientific research to support that. Learning a 3rd or even 4th language does not affect the primary home language. OTO is 1 teacher, 1 language. We are 100% immersion, where teachers just naturally speak their mother tongues to our students, and these students just organically pick up the language.
Over 275 million people speak French, so I feel like my children I teach at the school would be able to communicate, and they would be able to connect. That's why I love teaching so much. My children are in my class from 8 to 9, and then they transition to Spanish class, to Chinese class, to English class. In between, they will have recess, music class, PE, computer classes.
Les ratones. La crêpe saute par la fenêtre pour sauver sa vie.
The Quadrilingual Academy celebrates all people for their differences and traditions.
The mission statement of the school is really to raise the next generation of international citizens that can work anywhere, love anyone that they want to love, connect with people all across the world. We have lots of celebrations. We do different performances like Hispanic Heritage, Chinese New Year performances. We're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. All of our teachers have such amazing cultures and all dress up and wear their unique backgrounds, and they also bring in amazing food. We really get the opportunity to see so many different styles of existence and living that it's the new norm for our kids.
My family immigrated here from Cambodia in the 70s, and I grew up in rural North Carolina where there weren't a whole lot of kids that looked like me. That created a lot of friction for me at home with my own culture. I think that if those kids had been exposed to other cultures early on, it might not have been so difficult. When I send my kids to the Quad every day for school, I know all of the kids understand and respect cultures and differences between people.
Our boys are growing up in a world where requirements of children in the future are going to be different, and so for us we wanted to give them an advantage of having the gift of just multiple languages, and we've got more than we bargained for with 4 at the Quad. The experience has been phenomenal for our family. Our boys feel loved. The teachers here are educators at what they do, and we feel like the Quad is really at the leading edge of that, and that's why we're here.
By about age 8, the language centers in the brain start to harden. So if these children have developed proficiency and some level of fluency by age 8, the chance that they'll keep those languages throughout the rest of their life is really strong. The children will be able to work anywhere in the world and really make a strong contribution to society at a global level. We'd really like to see the return of stable grant funding, and there's legislation at the House right now that could bring that back at a federal level. We purchased a property that has 2 buildings and 32,000 square feet, and we are starting renovations, hopefully to move in by early 2025 and really give these kids the place that they need to succeed.
I cannot wait to see what our children the Quad family's children, what they all become, the amazing things that they grow up to do. The future is so bright, and I can't wait to see what becomes of them.
To learn more about the Quadrilingual Academy, visit the website at thequadacademy.com or see this segment again on thebalancingact.com.
Mental health awareness is increasing, and our next story highlights just how important it is.
Life can be busy. Between taking care of your family and your career, there's not always a lot of time left to take care of yourself. Unfortunately, this is where serious mental health problems can start and easily spiral out of control.
Mental health and overall health care are intricately linked, right? So mental health is thinking about how we think, how we feel, and how we interact with those around us. But when we're able to combine mental health with physical health, we're actually able to do a lot more in terms of holistic care. Research has shown that there's going to be improvement in blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, and other chronic ailments if we're able to combine the two. Geode Health is a healthcare company based on the mission to fill in the mental health gaps. And we do that by providing accessibility, affordability, and effective clinical care. Our goal is to provide the best of mental health care all in one place.
Geode Health believes that mental health care is not just crisis care, it's daily care. Regular attention to your mental health can prevent more severe issues like depression, anxiety, and substance abuse.
There are many warning signs to look out for when you need to look at mental health. So some of those are being withdrawn from society, an increase in substance uses, changing your daily routine, changes in personality, changes in emotions. Those are all things that should tell you that there's either a decompensation or a change in your mental health. But sometimes just seeing the change in someone's baseline is enough to tell you that they should probably get an evaluation. We see the gamut of patients from the everyday depression, anxiety, and ADHD to the more complex schizophrenia, bipolar, trauma-related disorders, as well as developmental disorders such as autism. But in addition to that, we can also help treat things that are undefined, such as family dynamics, behavior problems, and marital relationships. Mental health care and physical care are strongly linked, but stress management techniques such as talk therapy, mindfulness, and exercise are proven to help both mind and body. Our goals will always be to be proactive as well as preventative in the techniques we offer, so we're trying to do overall wellness support.
Mental health is becoming a central part of many conversations. People are more openly discussing their mental well-being in personal and even professional settings.
The stigma around mental health care has made a drastic difference in barriers to care. The fear of being judged, the fear of asking for help has been the biggest issue. At Geode Health, we're going to provide a supportive, comfortable environment where you're open to talk about this in conversations with professionals and experts. We're going to provide you a place where you can get the help you need without feeling hindered by the misconceptions by society. These challenges that we are dealing with include accessibility, and at Geode Health, we're able to provide access to your first appointment at 95% of our clinics within 1 to 2 weeks. We are affordable because we're going to be in network with all major insurances, Medicare and Medicare Advantage plans. And on top of that, we're going to provide clinically effective health care. And the way we can prove that is we use measurement-based tools to show that 78% of our patients are showing improvement within 90 days of first visit. Geode Health is focused on holistic care, which means we offer a vast variety of services. We can go from talk therapy to medication management, and more commonly a combination of the two. But we also offer more intensive treatments such as transmagnetic stimulation and the FDA-approved S-ketamine, which will help stimulate glutamate cells in your brain.
Good mental health allows you to manage your emotions effectively, cope with stress, and face challenges with a more positive mindset.
As the demand for mental health care has continued to rise and the supply has continued to decline, the gap has continued to widen, and this has been a worldwide phenomenon. At Geode Health, we're going to offer services that utilize other experts in the field. We're going to use our therapists to help with talk therapy and combine that with medication management. We're also going to utilize highly trained, well-supervised advanced practicing providers to include our nurse practitioners and physician's assistants. That'll help broaden our range, and in addition to that, we're going to get rid of the barrier for distance by allowing virtual appointments when necessary. Mental health is scary. Asking for help is scary. but addressing your mental health needs will be one of the most meaningful things you could do for yourself and for your loved ones.
To learn more about Geode Health, visit geodehealth.com or see this segment again on thebalancingact.com.
Up next, what to consider when you acquire legal services.
When you walked out of your house this morning, you didn't expect to get into a car accident. No one expects to. When the unfortunate does happen, it's crucial to have a personal injury attorney who can provide you with the necessary guidance and support.
For most people, the very first time they're in a car crash, they may not know what to expect. One of the most important things is to make sure that you're okay. Forget about the insurance, forget about everything else, just make sure you physically are okay first and foremost. Even if you don't feel immediate injuries, which is most of the time for most people, they have a lot of adrenaline pumping, they've just been in a traumatic event. It is important that you go and seek some sort of medical treatment to at a minimum document it. If it doesn't exist on paper, the claims process that's going to come later on down the road, they're not going to believe that you're actually hurt if you didn't document that injury from the beginning. After that, that's when you need to start thinking about who's going to handle the medical bills. Where does my continuing medical treatment go? How does the claims process work with an insurance company? Remember, the insurance company is adverse to you. They do not want to pay you lots of money for your medical expenses. Many times they will try to limit the amount that they actually have to pay, or they'll mislead you and say, for claims like this is the only amount we're allowed to pay. The only amount that you're allowed to collect is what the jury ultimately determines at the end of the day.
Geiger Legal Group offers invaluable assistance to individuals facing life-altering situations.
Maybe people are in a crash and they think, I don't need an attorney. A lot of times we'll represent individuals that think they may be able to handle it on their own until they start getting a hospital bill, doctor's physician bill, an ER physician bill, a radiologist bill, or maybe they get a bill from a collection agency. They're like, wait. We thought that the other person's car insurance was going to be taking care of these bills. Why are they sending them to me? Unfortunately, the process works that the person who goes to the hospital is going to be sent the bill. And until you figure out the mess that is our current system on medical billing, the person who goes to the hospital is going to be sent that medical bill and is responsible for that payment. When you hire an attorney, they can make sure that all the medical bills are taken care of and routed appropriately so you're not left on the hook for those medical charges. I believe it's important to retain a personal injury attorney if you've been in a pretty bad accident. One, you're going to do better in the end by hiring an attorney who knows the ropes, who knows how to navigate the complicated process and deal with insurance companies and present your case to a jury if it ultimately goes to trial. Two, you get the ability to relieve yourself of the burden of having to deal with claims, present documents, pleadings of a court filing. You can just turn that over to your attorney and focus on the thing that you need to be focusing on, which is getting healthy. Get to the doctor, get yourself back at work, get yourself back to being the person you were, instead of worrying about all the minutia that comes with dealing with a car accident insurance claim or a lawsuit.
Geiger Legal Group allows for the advantage of individualized attention, while also having the capacity to successfully and effectively complete tasks.
So at my firm, we limit the number of cases we take so that we can focus on the cases and make sure that they receive the attention and dedication that they need in this entire process. We do not subscribe to the model where we're going to take every single case that comes in the door and put one attorney on 600 different cases. If you're interviewing with a firm, you're going to want to ask that firm several different questions. Do they have trial experience? Can they take your case all the way to trial if necessary? How many attorneys do you have representing each individual plaintiff? If it's 600 to 1, don't go with that firm. Does the firm primarily focus on personal injury claims? If they're doing general practice and maybe they handle a few personal injury claims, they'll do your divorce, they'll write your will, they're probably not the firm you want representing you in a personal injury claim. We want to make sure that the client at the end of the day gets the majority of the settlement, not the attorneys, not the doctors. When I started this practice in 2017, I set out with a goal to always treat our clients like they're a part of our family. So if anybody calls in, they'll be able to say, hey, this is Mike. Well, hey, Mike, how's your brother doing? How's everything going in your life? Let me tell you about what's going on with your case. If we treat individuals like they are family members, get to know them on a personal level, when it comes time to present their case to a jury, if we have to get there, we'll be able to present it in the best possible light.
Make your insurance work for you, not the other way around.
There are a number of misconceptions about personal injury claims. One of the biggest is the thought that people have to sue the other person and you're going after the other person's assets. 99.9% of the time, you're making a claim against the insurance company. When we bring a lawsuit, the insurance company for the at-fault person is covering the person that was at fault. You're going after that insurance money, and it's okay to do that because our system is set up to do that. So don't feel bad if you have to make a claim to go after and get the insurance money that covered the person that caused you the injury that you had. If you have uninsured motorist coverage and medical payment coverage on your car insurance, you should use those. Many people think, I don't want to involve my own car insurance because it's going to cause my premiums to raise. It is against Georgia law for an insurance company to raise rates when you're not at fault in an accident. So if you have uninsured motorist coverage, you should always, always, always use that coverage because it's a benefit to you. So for example, say you get hit by another person and they don't have insurance. If you have uninsured motorist coverage, you know you're protected by whatever the coverage is that you purchased. So always make sure you get uninsured motorist coverage to protect yourself because you can never guarantee who's going to hit you in the event a car crash does happen to you or your family.
You deserve to be treated with compassion and compensated fairly.
When people think of personal injury claims, they typically think of car crashes. Personal injury covers a vast array of other types of claims. Those could be premises liability claims, a slip and fall or a negligent security claim, a dog bite, or a medical negligence claim. Any of those where you feel like you've been harmed by the other's negligence involves a personal injury and gives you a right under Georgia law to recover for damages that you sustained. Our office gives free consultations for multiple different situations and at least allow them to evaluate the claim and let them tell you yes or no, you may have a claim that you can pursue. If you do find yourself in a car crash and you're debating whether or not you should hire an attorney, do not immediately accept the first offer that the insurance company calls you with. Call an attorney, an ethical attorney, and let them say, hey, I think this is a good offer, or no, I think you can do a little bit better. Everywhere you look, there's another attorney advertisement. Either it's good or gimmicky or whatever. Just do your research. Make sure that the attorneys that you hire handle predominantly personal injury and have tried cases before. If you hire an attorney that is just I'll refer to them as a settlement attorney, that's not interested in trying the case, that's not interested in pursuing the case into litigation, they're just going to work the case up through medical bills, send a demand, and tell you that's all your case is worth, you're not getting the best possible outcome. Find an attorney that's willing and able to present that case all the way to the end at trial. Don't hire an attorney that holds up big checks. You're not winning the lottery, getting into a crash, holding up a big check saying, look at my settlement. If you've been really badly injured, you need that money to help you pay for your medical bills, to help you get back on your feet, to pay for a rotator cuff injury that's now required surgery to fix and will never be the same. Yes, there's money at the end of the table, but that money is there for a reason. That's to make you whole. I love what I do. I am so passionate about this area because I can see how people can come in, be put in a really rough situation. They've had broken bones, they've got multiple different medical bills coming their way, and all of a sudden they are just being bombarded by an insurance company saying this is all you're going to get, this is the process you have to go through, and they don't know where to begin, they don't know what to do. It is such a rewarding experience for me personally to be able to help them navigate that tough situation and have them achieve a really awesome outcome to put them back on their feet and help change their lives for the better.
To learn more about Geiger Legal Group, visit the website at geiger-legal.com or see this segment again on thebalancingact.com.
Thanks for joining us on The Balancing Act. We'll see you next time.